Colombia is dangerous. All right, let's get into it. What's up, everybody? It's your boy J-Rod and welcome to the channel. So today's video, we're going to be talking about the dangers of Colombia. The real reason why I'm even deciding to do this video is because recently in the past few years, I've just been noticing that there's been an increase in Americans getting murdered over in Colombia, and a lot of these things are preventative. And so that's what I kind of want to talk about today in this video. Now, I will say this, that Colombia is an amazing place to visit, and I do think people should travel here. But I do want to keep it real with you guys and let y'all know that this is not exactly the safest place to travel to in Latin America. Okay, out of all the countries I've visited in Latin America, Colombia by far is probably one of the most dangerous. But do not let this video stop you from going there. Just use this as information to help better prepare you for your next upcoming trip. A little backstory, I was first introduced to Colombia in 2016. Okay, like I only hung around Colombians and Venezuelans when I was in college. They would always say, hey, like J-Rod, come to Colombia with us. And I remember when I first told my family that I was planning on going to Colombia, they thought I was crazy. Then a few years later, I had another homeboy who was always traveling to Colombia. Like this dude would go like every other month. And he'd be like, bro, J-Rod, you gotta check out Colombia. And so I was like, you know what, I wanna see what this hype is about. You know, I already done did the Dominican Republic and stuff, so let me see what Colombia is about. Yeah, a few years ago, I took my first trip out there. I just booked a flight. Actually went during the protest, so it was like a bunch of craziness going on. Cars were exploding, people were shooting in the streets. It was crazy. Military had to escort me into the hotel. Like, bro, when I tell y'all, this looked like a scene from a movie. All right, but enough about me. We're going to get straight into this video. All right, so we're going to start with point number one. Got my notebook. All right, so point number one, jewelry. Y'all have to stop wearing jewelry. Y'all have to stop wearing jewelry out the country, bro. I don't get why people feel the need to carry a whole bunch of chains and watches and gold necklaces, bro. Like, and rest in peace to the guy who it was a dude not too long ago, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. He got murdered on his birthday, and he actually went to my mom's high school, believe it or not. They were robbing him for his chain, and he actually fought back, which we're going to get into that in a second. But they took his life over a chain, bro. This is something I want y'all to understand about Colombia. These people do not care, bro. They do not care that you have a wife and kids at home. Not care that you're a lawyer or a doctor. They do not care. A lot of these people have nothing to lose. And so when you are putting jewelry on, when you are going out the country, you are making yourself a target. I mean, people that are already going to know that you're not from there, but you're just giving them a reason to approach you. So leave the jewelry at home. Don't even bring it to the country. Like, just keep that stuff back in the States. All right, and the same thing with, like, the way you dress. All right, you just need to keep it simple. Like when I'm out the country, I'm not dressing to impress nobody, okay? I keep it simple, t-shirt, shorts, slides, or t-shirt, shorts, basketball shoes. I don't really understand the need for people to try to flex out the country. Bro, you're going to get attention just naturally you being a foreigner, okay? When I say you do not have to try, they're going to naturally gravitate to you because you're not from there. So if it's to impress a girl, you're like, oh my God, I see this beautiful Colombian girl. Let me wear my chain. Like, no, don't do that because, bro, you are setting yourself up for failure, bro. Like, I'm telling you right now, leave your jewelry, leave all that stuff at home. It's not worth it. All right, point number two, if you're in a situation where you're getting mugged or robbed, do not fight back, okay? So if somebody is approaching you and they say, hey, I want this, give it to them, okay? The same thing with like carrying your wallet and stuff. I don't really carry a bunch of bags and stuff. I really just keep a wallet on me, keep a couple of pesos in it, okay? If somebody does pull up and be like, hey, I want this, do not try to fight back. Just give it to them because once again, these people don't have anything to lose and they just do not care. All right, so I'm just keeping it real. Like some people think like, oh, it's just a couple of pesos, like they're not gonna be tripping, or oh, it's just a watch, or it's just an iPhone. But I'm being honest. Like the dude that just got robbed over there, rest in peace to his soul. But I mean, it was over a gold chain, man. Like he just retired. We go on these trips with the hopes of coming back, and this is why I say I never take it for granted when I go out the country. Like I'm always thankful when I'm able to come back because that's what a vacation is. Like you want to go over there, enjoy your time, and then you want to be able to come back home to tell people about it. So like I said, if somebody approaches you, do not fight back. Just comply with them. All right, number three, drinks. I personally, this is just a personal decision, but I do not drink in the club in Colombia, okay, unless it's out of a can or a bottle. Okay, I would never ask a bartender to mix me a drink in Colombia, and the only reason is because they have a huge issue in Colombia with drugging people, okay? So they do have a history I mean, it's known in the travel community that in that country, they do like to put stuff in people's drinks. Now, for me personally, like I mentioned with the bottle or a can, the likelihood of someone doing that is a lower risk. Not saying that it's impossible, but if you do have someone going to mix you a drink, you know, there is a higher probability, or it's easier for somebody to put something in your drink. So I always get a bottle or a can, or if I am gonna drink, I'll do it before the club. Also, too, if I gotta go to the bathroom, I know this might sound trifling, but like I would literally take the bottle with me to the bathroom. All right, y'all not gonna catch me slipping in Colombia, bro. That is the one place that like you really should just be paying. I mean, you should always be paying attention to your drinks, even in the United States. But in that country in particular, like it happens so frequently. Okay, in Medellin, Cartagena, like okay, like literally, I will go to the bathroom with my drink, or if you don't want to do that, just order you another drink when you come back from the table. Okay. Okay. Also, be paying attention to the color. If you notice that the color is off or it tastes different, okay, that is a sign that you don't need to be drinking that drink. This also goes for the amount of alcohol that you're drinking in the club. Like you don't want to get too intoxicated because you still need to be aware of what's going on, especially if you are by yourself. Okay, if you are by yourself, it's not a good idea to get drunk. Like you definitely want to be coherent and understand what's going on around you. And all it literally takes is 2 seconds to catch you slipping in it, like it's over. All right, number 4, this is a big one, but the chicas. Now, believe it or not, a lot of these situations are initiated by the women. Now, I'm not talking about all Colombian women. I'm not talking about the ones who are in college or the ones who got careers. I'm talking about like, you know, y'all know the type of girls I'm talking about, like the ones that be on Tinder or the clock tower girls, those type of chicks, okay? You gotta be careful because a lot of these girls on Tinder, like this is their hustle, okay? So a lot of them are actually cooperating with each other. They're working amongst a network of people. And these muggings or robbings that you see with tourists, a lot of times these are initiated by the women. Like they set this stuff up, and like I've seen it happen before, especially in Cartagena. Like this is huge, and it's not even just the women. Like there'll be guy club promoters that walk around. I think I told y'all my story. If you want to see the story time, I don't want to spoil the video, but I'm just gonna leave a link to it right here. But I had a situation where I was being approached by like a club promoter, and they were trying to get me to go do this. It was like a scam where they were gonna set people up, and basically they were essentially going to get you robbed. Like they'll have you get on these party buses, and they'll take you to a remote location, and then they'll like take all your stuff. So that does happen. So I just want you to pay attention to like the type of stuff that you see. I know, for example, when I was in Cali, Colombia, okay, I went downtown Cali, Colombia, and I remember like it was these girls, they were trying to tell me to go to this hotel. Okay, that is a huge red flag. If they're trying to tell you to go to a specific place, and that it doesn't matter, it could be a club promoter, it could be a woman, whatever it is, if they're trying to get you to go somewhere specifically, you need to like walk away from these people, because that is like a telltale sign that they're trying to set you up. Now, if you do meet somebody over there, it's best practice if y'all go to a hotel separate from the place that you're living, okay? Preferably, okay? One of the reasons why is because a lot of the Airbnbs, they have like a strict guest policy. So a lot of times you're not even going to be able to invite guests over. But if you do meet somebody, it's better if y'all go to a separate hotel. You set the tone, you control the narrative. So don't let them tell you like, hey, we're going to meet at this spot. Because like I said, that kind of puts you in a vulnerable position, okay? Or if you do decide to bring somebody over to your place, like you just must have to have this person over there. Okay, just make sure that you put away all your valuable belongings. So your passport, your money, anything of value, like you need to put that away, okay? All right, another mistake that I see some guys do when they go to Colombia is they bring 2 girls to the house at the same time, at the same damn time. That is a huge, huge no-no. Do not bring more than one person to your house at the same time. You are literally asking for yourself to get set up. Now, I'm not going to say that it's guaranteed that it's going to happen, but you do put yourself in a vulnerable position. And then it's 2 of them as one of you. Even if you are a man, like you're still outnumbered, okay? I'll tell y'all a quick story. I actually had a subscriber, he emailed me. I'll actually insert it, but basically what he told me is that he brought 2 Venezuelan girls over to his house, and they ended up stabbing him, and they left him unable to walk. He didn't have health insurance, so they put him in the worst hospital in Colombia, and basically he was in Colombia for like 4 months until he was able to go back to the United States.
I commented on one of your videos about paying the price of letting strangers into your house. I let 2 Venezuelans in my house and was attacked and stabbed several times, leaving me without the ability to walk. I ended up in the worst hospital since I didn't have medical insurance. I barely made it back to the US alive, weighing a mere 85 pounds. I couldn't adapt to the white rice for every meal except for breakfast, where we were only given a piece of bread, a stick of cheese, and a coffee for breakfast for every day for 4 months when I was finally stable enough to return back to the United States. It's a miracle that I'm alive and writing to you now, so I thank God for life.
Okay, so like y'all bringing all these random people over constantly like that, like you do put yourself in a risky situation. And then too, now these people, they know where you live, so they can easily call up their people. And then as soon as you walk outside, boom, like they got you. So it's just kind of like you need to kind of move a little bit careful when you're bringing people over. Like I said, you got to kind of vet these people out. And like I told you in the beginning, the best practice is y'all go meet somewhere other than your place where you're staying, because especially if you're going to be there for a long time, you don't want these people to know where you live, because you make yourself a target. The only reason why I know this information is because I myself was once set up or attempted to be set up. So if you are OG and you've been on my channel for a long time, like I made a video way back in the day. I was talking about, like, it wasn't in Colombia, it was actually in a different country, but it was a situation where they sent some people to the hotel room, and like it would have got real ugly, but I was actually able to leave before they ended up like coming to the room. So yeah, bro, like, so that's what I'm saying. This stuff does happen. So, and then the last one I want to touch on real quick is the party bus scam. I kind of said it a little bit earlier, but basically where they will try to get you to go to these after parties. Like, so if you're in the club and then you got these promoters coming up to you or randoms on the street, they'd be like, hey, yo, it's going to be an after party. Okay, if they're not showing you pictures or no proof of like this after party, a lot of times it'll be on WhatsApp and they'll have a list of like all the stuff that they include, and you got to pay like a certain fee, I think like $100 or something. Yeah, that's a scam. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to get to an isolated location so they can rob you. And typically what happens when you get robbed is you might have to make a payment to get your stuff back. I've seen that happen before. Shout out to the YouTuber Razor Rays, because he always makes content on Colombia, but he be breaking down all these scams. Like if you go on his channel, he'll tell you like every single scam. It's so many different types of scams that be happening in Colombia, but that is a popular one. It's the party bus scam. Like they'll do that. And then also too, like you might have people in the street, they might say, hey, I want to give you a tour. And then they get you to a remote location, and then it's like, they get you. So just stay away from people like that, no gracias, keep it pushing. So yeah, those are just some of the common things that you need to look out for when you go to Colombia. Like I told you before, I'm not telling people not to go there. I just want people to be safe, because as much as people be on YouTube trying to glamorize this place, like a lot of people be looking over some of the stuff that could potentially mean life or death. And once again, you have these travelers that go over there, they just want to enjoy a vacation, and then it's like they get over there and they can't come back home. Or even worse, they did something that could have been prevented. So, I just want people to be safe when they're coming out there. But I love Colombia. Cartagena, that's probably my favorite city, like one of the safer cities, and it's just a nice tropical vibe. It has the beach, tropical weather, so I like it. But yeah, if you got any questions, I ain't trying to scare you about Colombia. I'm just trying to keep it real. I want y'all to come back home safe. All right, guys, but if you got any questions, you got my contact information down below. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.